And greetings, Air Acolytes, and welcome back to another edition of Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast where we are journeying into the world of the Legend of Korra. And it just occurred to me, I've been saying greetings, Air Acolytes now for the last year, and
Mhm.
that's from the Legend of Korra, and I
Oh,
forgot
all
until
right.
now. So
Yeah,
every
it
time
never
I said,
occurred to me.
yeah, every time I was like, greetings, Air Acolytes, VHS Jace is over there going, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, I just thought you were trying to be poetic about something.
No, it's a thing. It's a thing. All right. So we're talking about chapter 4 from book 1, The Voice in the Night. And yeah, its stuff is happening. And my thumbnails are out of order. How did that even happen?
How
Gosh.
rude of
That
this
is so
platform.
so terrible.
Mhm.
So anyway, we were just talking. It's like I can't wait to see which thumbnails are missing this time around, and apparently all the ones from the very beginning. So let's just say that I'm just going to pull up this one right here. This is the cursed screen cap of the week. Here we go. Um,
Great
Laura
screen
wakes up
cap.
after having a nightmare, and she's having a nightmare about this guy right here because she witnessed him take the bending away from some benders, and Korra is afraid, but she doesn't want to admit that to anyone. And so
Mhm.
she is suppressing her emotions because she does not want to come off as weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Understandable, right? Understandable.
understandable. I mean, she's got a lot of pressure. She's the Avatar. The Avatar can't be scared.
Well, she witnessed it and it didn't look like it tickled.
No, it looked rather
Painful.
bad.
Yeah.
Very, very bad. Speaking of very, very bad, politics. Tenzin.
Yay.
Tenzin is at a meeting with the different um, representatives from each bending
From the
nation, and I'm
Republican
assuming a
Party.
non-bender, yes. Uh, but the water bending representative, whose name is Tarrlok, is basically saying we need to go after Amon and we need the Avatar to help us. And of course, Tenzin is just like, no, we can't. Give me pictures of Spider-Man. Um,
Yeah.
so
Look, the guy is that greasy Polly, isn't he? He's the
Oh
greasy
yeah, he
politician.
he is just an absolute creep.
He's yeah.
Um, but I kind of like the politics in this show. Now, I will say this episode does bring some of those cracks in the first season that I was telling you about, and I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about because I'm going to be
Mhm.
complaining about it here. Um, but anyway, getting these out of order. Here we go. Uh, Tarrlok actually comes to Tenzin's home to try to talk Korra into joining him after the other Benders vote on his plan to go after Amon. And Korra says, "No,
Yeah.
I'm here to
He's
learn
gone.
to be the full blown Avatar, and I'm not ready yet. So I'm going to stay here and I'm going to train with Tenzin." And that kind of surprises Tenzin a little bit, and he wisely sits down with her and asks her if she's okay. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm totally not hiding anything. I'm fine. I'm fine."
Totally cool.
Yeah, everything is fine. I'm fine. You're fine. How are you? Um, I don't have the screen cap. It has screwed me again. So I'm going to pull this one up right here. This
Yeah.
is from later in the episode. Oh, that's their
Oh,
backs.
yeah.
Never mind. Okay. So anyway, Bolin gets a girlfriend because
Yeah.
she almost kills him with her moped. It turns out that her name is Asami Sato, and
Mm.
she is the daughter of a very successful businessman, Mr. Sato. I can't remember his first name. I'm wanting to say
Oh, yeah. I
Hiroshi.
love this
Yeah,
whole idea.
yeah. And so he's
He's
going to
Henry
sponsor
Ford,
their team
basically.
and get them into the tournament. And he's just like, buy a Tesla, please, please, for the love of God, buy a Tesla. Please, someone buy a Tesla. What are you waiting for? Buy a Tesla. Do it.
I didn't
Um,
realize we had feed of that press conference yesterday. All right.
um, Meanwhile, Tarrlok is sending all of these gifts to Korra, including a car. He sends her a friggin' car. But before that, we get this very adorable scene with Bolin, who basically comes to woo Korra, and she's totally clueless. And yeah, we've got ourselves a love triangle blooming here. Um, and I'm just gonna say, Korra, this is the man for you.
Yeah.
Stop,
Just
just stop with Mako. It's
yeah, you would yeah.
not Mako, Bolin. No, yeah,
Yeah.
Fire Ferret and everything. I'm sure that Fire Ferret smells terrible, but you know what? Go for it. He loves you, girl. Just go for it. It actually gets a little bit more ridiculous as the season goes on because there's an episode in a little bit where Korra goes out with Bolin
Yeah.
and she has such a great time, and you're just like, oh, they're gonna end up together. And they said, but I still love Malcolm. I'm like, you, what is wrong with you, girl?
To be fair, I'm not a big fan of romance in movies anymore, just because I just don't like romance in movies much anymore. Although there are some great romantic films out there, it's not something I go and watch. But there's a whole large audience who would have loved this kind of storyline in the show. Just not for us, I don't think.
I stopped enjoying
Stuff.
romance whenever I stopped believing in love.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
moving on. Tarrlok does talk Korra into coming to this big, huge shindig where, well, basically he's cornering her politically at this point, and Korra, doesn't recognize that because she is kind of naive and everything.
Mm.
Incidentally, I love Korra's formal wear. I
Mm.
think it's really cool.
Hey, let's. I think that's an appropriate time to give a shout out to the design team who
Oh yeah,
designs all these clothes, this steampunk Asian influence, industrial revolution look is phenomenal.
I'm just kind
Yeah,
of
look
going
at
through a
Henry
few
Ford.
examples of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
because the I would wear some of this. I'm just telling you right
Oh
now.
yeah,
I'd totally
and
wear some of
and
this.
those. I mean, I assume that when this was out, cosplayers were going nuts because
Oh yeah,
absolutely would be
yeah.
making these costumes,
Janet
right?
Varney cosplays as Korra, and I think that's great.
Yeah,
Janet
yeah,
Varney, the voice of Korra, cosplayed as
yeah.
Korra.
That's
That's
amazing.
awesome. So anyway, we do run into hey, you remember Lynn is on this show, right? Yeah, she still hates Korra, and Korra still
Yeah,
hates her. So it's all
yeah,
good. Big, not a
yeah.
huge surprise. But Tarrlok gets Korra involved in a press conference where the press basically corners her and says, "Why aren't you doing something about Amon?" And so Korra just very matter of factly says, "I will take on Amon in a steel cage." And then
He's
she goes on
smart.
this big, huge, basically a
Press tour.
crusade to root out
Yeah.
Amon's influence. Which I gotta admit that Tarrlok is a scumbag, but he is very smart.
That was very brilliant too, because he knew that he would put her in positions that she would end up going along with it.
Yep, yep, yep.
Yeah. So yeah,
Um,
definitely a bad guy.
we do get some backstory on Mako whenever he says that his parents died whenever he was younger, and so the scarf that he wears is was his dad's, and that's the only thing he's
Yeah.
got left from him. Blah blah blah. Terrible backstory. Blah blah blah. Yeah,
Yeah.
romance. Yuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not a big fan of the
Parents
storyline.
dead romance has kind of
Yeah,
been played just a few
yeah.
times at this
My
point.
parents are dead. Kiss me, baby.
Yeah.
I just got to throw this up again.
Yeah.
I love this so much. I love this. Okay, so we were talking before we started recording that the animation and backgrounds in this show are phenomenal.
Oh, without
And
question.
Korra, she challenges Amon to come and fight her.
Yeah.
Let's do this one on one. Don't bring your chi blockers. I won't bring any of these guards. Let's just fight
Yeah.
each other one by one. And so
Yeah.
she goes out, and well, Amon is a big pansy because he brings his chi blockers. This scene is fantastic because it takes
Yes.
place in complete darkness, and the only time you ever see is when Korra firebends, and everything turns red and then fades back down to black. And it is so well done.
Mm.
And it
Yeah.
happens so fast. There's only like 2 or 3 instances of this, but I love that so much. It is so atmospheric. It is
Mm.
so indicative of the darkness around her right now. And of course, the chi
Yes.
blockers do their little do thing, and she goes, does that thing. And then out of the darkness comes Amon.
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy's look. He's like Doctor
Yeah.
Doom meets Darth Vader.
Yeah. If he was a samurai.
If he was a samurai. And
Yeah.
I said it last time, but my favorite thing about Amon's look, and you can't really see it in this picture, but the fact that you can see his eyes, and his eyes
Yes.
are always looking straight at you. That is such a great character design. But anyway, Korra is basically screwed at the moment because he can take away her bending, but then he's like, I could take away your bending, but I won't because I'm an idiot. Not really. He actually does make sense. I won't take away your bending because it will just make you a martyr, and the benders will rally behind you and they will
Yeah.
get me. Which okay, makes sense. Most of the time it's usually something like I could kill you right now, but I won't because I'm a gentleman. You're not worth it. And I'm just like, dude, just kill them if they're not worth it. Just kill them.
No, this has real logic behind it.
It
And
really
it's
does.
right.
And then my favorite part of this whole episode, strangely enough, happens next because Amon like pops her with the chi block or something, and she blacks out, and then we get flashes. Who is that? Oh my gosh, she looks familiar.
Yes.
Who is that? Oh my gosh, he looks familiar. Who is this dashing fellow? Oh my goodness, is that Aang as an adult?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, I have no idea who this is, but he looks like he's really enjoying something. I don't know. He just then we get this really cool angry Aang. I love
And
this.
you know what occurred to me when I saw that was, because I'd seen some promotional material of an image, and you've seen it as well, of Aang with the kids and, standing there. And it was talking about the new Avatar films that are being made. I thought that was their first iteration of what Aang was, but no, it was designed in Korra. They designed what adult Aang would look like in Korra.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So that's your first tantalizing glimpse of Aang as an adult, right?
They all got jacked, man.
They did. They did. I mean, our man Sokka right here, he turned into I mean, puberty was kind to him. So yeah. It's just like boom, chicka wow wow, chicka wow wow. Oh my
Absolutely.
gosh, we just went to a weird place. I feel gross
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
That's a cartoon. Oh my gosh. Um, uh, Tenzin finds Korra. They're in the dark. You know, Ten's to her. My favorite part of this whole exchange is that he comes there. He comforts her. He asks her if she's all right. He makes sure that she's all right, and then asks, "Did he take your bending away?" He wants to make sure she's okay, and that's why Tenzin he's an MVP. He's a great dad. Tenzin is one of the best dads in the world. Him and Dad from Bluey. Yeah, Bandit and Tenzin are the best dads in the world. I'm about to murder a cat because it keeps wanting in and out and in and out and in and out. I'm going to get you. Yeah, I'm talking about Bluey. Bluey's better than you. So that is it. That is A Voice in the Night. Whose voice was it? I'm assuming it was Amon's on the radio. I don't know. Perhaps it was Korra's on the radio. I don't know. Did you think Amon had the same? Do you think Amon had the same reaction as Korra did? Korra looked at the radio and was like, and whenever Amon's at home and he hears Korra on the radio, does he go? I'm just
I want to hear their version of an FM station. You know what I mean? Where the top 50.
The top 50. You're listening to Fire Ferret Radio.
Yeah, exactly.
Playing Republic City's top 100 every day, all day. Call our request line at 555-5555.
Why not? And that's actually a weird way of trying to complement the show, because there's a level of depth that they're doing, which I think is amazing. I also think what's occurred to me, this is kind of a juxtaposition of Avatar: The Last Bender, where it went across the globe, basically across the land, and we visit all the time. But this is very high. It seems to be at this point hyper focused in Republic City. So and that's why we get the depth, right? Because they could spend more time delving into this culture.
Yes.
and the politics and that. So as a pretend growing up, I'm really digging the seriousness and the more mature storyline so far. I think this is absolutely a natural, organic sequel to Avatar and the Last Airbender. I think, again, those writers, man, the creators are just they're living in the year 3000. That's all I can say. They're so advanced.
I have to say I enjoy it too because it is not the Last Airbender all over again. It is
No,
its own thing. It is something different. It's something that's flawed, yes, but it is an excellent sequel and does not deserve the hate of the very vocal minority that does hate it. So if you
I
have
think
been put off by the voices of the night telling you that the Legend of Korra sucks, don't listen to them. Watch it. Get your own opinion going, dude. It's a good show. You'll like it.
hey, look, it may lack the whimsy, which I've stated before, but I think it's just a different take on the material. So, and that's why I'm actually now I get more and more excited about the future of this universe, because what are they going to do next? What's the tone? What's the approach these geniuses are going to take with this new series? I think, yeah.
Only one way to find out, and that is just to wait for it to happen. And of course,
Yeah.
while you're doing that, please check the video description below. There's a link down there to our Patreon where you can support us for as little as $5 a month or more. And of course, you can also become a YouTube channel member. And we would be most appreciative to you. Look at the Aang is just like, I would become a channel member because it is just the way of things. It is the way of balance.
He would, because he's a stand-up guy. He totally would.
I would become a channel member too, because it comes right back to you like karma or a boomerang.
But he'd be trying to get a free subscription, I reckon. I reckon.
I don't even like listening to them. Okay, shut up, Toph. Shut up, Toph. But that is it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here on Breaking Wind, a Last Airbender podcast.